Hello, 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 hello. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. I'm trying to. Where am I? No, that's not what I want. Okay. I see that it's one person watching. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Where's my live stream? Hello, good people. I see there is one person watching. Please say hala. Please say hala so that I know who is watching with me here. As I update my Facebook. Okay, please join. Hello, lovely people of the internet. Who am I live with today? Okay, let me just do this. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I see there's only one person, but we're going to start just now. Just in a sec, right? Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Where are my people at? Okay, we're gonna begin. We're going to begin in just a sec. I'm done. And it's quite frustrating when you are watching. Okay, I'm done. Whoever comes, welcome. Hello, 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 my four people in here. My name is Coach Malebo. For those of you who don't know me, I am a holistic life coach, a healer, an author, and a motivational speaker. And if you are here for the very, very first time, okay, you need to subscribe. For the people who are here and you have been part of this, but you have subscribed, but you haven't clicked on that bell, you need to do that. You know, there's a bell button where you can choose which you know, it's like that bell will show you all you know, selected videos. When you have that, then you will be able to get a notification. We don't have to go on social media and say, hey Mugele, real life, you know. And for those of you, I always say, who always come here, my returning subscribers, thank you for coming back. Thank you for watching my videos. One day we're going to be 1,000 subscribers, actually 100,000 subscribers in here, right? And yeah, and one of the things that I do, guys, that I love doing is to help people understand that you are just not affected by the things that you see with your naked eyes. You are also affected by the things that you cannot see, right? So today we're talking about consistency. You know, when I was doing it with Zoom, I could read, you know, my what do you call this, my heading. So when I'm doing it with a live video here, I even forget, okay, what am I going to talk about? Because I'm always talking. I mean, I'm coming from a session, a live session, like the unannounced live session on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the first time. And now I am here. But today we're talking about consistency. So what is consistency? How does it affect us spiritually? What is the spiritual part of consistency? Because, you know, I started my journey, guys, 7 years ago. And when I started, I thought everyone can do this. I've heard the psychic medium say, I thought people can speak to dead people. You know, even myself, when I started this journey, I thought everyone can do it, you know. And I went on as a coach when I started as a coach in 2015. Was it 2015 when I started as a coach, and I was like, hey, you can do it, you can do it. And people couldn't. I mean, I opened a fitness club where people were joining in, even for free, literally. That one was for free. And I was saying, you can do it, you can do it, you can. People couldn't do it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, fine. There is a problem. So I later found out that actually there is the spiritual part of consistency and discipline. And if that part is affected, then you're going to have a problem in your life. So let's roll back. 2014 is the time that Malebo decides that I'm going to take care of myself. I was just like everyone, just like a normal human being. I was having relationship issues. I was having money issues. I was having work-related issues. I had issues in my life, just like I always see people try to say, oh, coach, can you hear? Can you help me? You know, I also had those type of issues. And one day I woke up, and that was in 2013 when I started. But I was not consistent. I was just eating whatever that I want to eat. And then I would go to gym, and I saw that actually doesn't work. So 2014, that's when I started on a clean plate, and I said, I'm going to be consistent. I intended on being consistent. I intended on losing weight. So by the time I was 93 kgs, almost 100 kgs, right? So I was 100 kgs by the time. And I wanted to lose 17 kgs, which was 76 kgs. So I wanted to lose that, and I went on, Jen. You know, there was a gym that was not far from my place, somewhere in Arcadium. And it was 150. I think it's Planet Fitness, if I'm not mistaken. That is 150. And, you know, I decided, let me take care of myself. Let me take care of my body. You know, I drink a lot. I mean, 150 cannot even buy me the drinks that I drink all night at the club. So I decided to take the 150 and, you know, invest it in my health. Now, by the time I didn't have health issues, you know, and my body, you know, my body is very nice, guys. Whether I gain, lose weight, I still look pashash. So even, you know, when I started, people, you know, they were thinking, oh my gosh, why are you trying to lose weight? Your body's not going to look nice. But I knew what my intention was. I wanted to lose 17 kgs. I had no idea how I was going to do it, but I was intending on doing it, right? So the power of intention, when I started, I met a friend of mine called Tsulu Magwe. Tsulu was working for ABSA, and I met ABSA client, and that's how we got to know each other. So since Jan 2014 until now, I started becoming a runner. So way back when I was still in primary school, I was running long distances. I remember, I think I ran 5 or 10 kilometers when I was 11 years. So I used to be very good in that. But then I carry Una, the adult, and Uwatojola. So I didn't want to be part of that anymore. So what happened was that now Tsolo revived that in me, and I started running. Mind you, by the time I was still smoking. So running was like 3 kilometers was like, oh my gosh, I want to die and all these things, right? But in all of that, I started with my friends who my best friend would say, I can't believe that you started this weight loss thing and you lost weight, you gained it during your pregnancy and lost it, and I am still the same weight, and only now that I'm trying to lose weight, right? So like I said, I thought this thing, you just, people just tell themselves that, yeah, I'm going to lose weight, right? And then, yeah, they tell themselves, and you coach them and say, I can, and it happens. But it doesn't happen like that to people. I know many people who have been to gym that I have been gymming with, they are still on the same weight up until today. So with myself, 2014 October, then I was there on 78, I think, or 77, if I'm not mistaken, almost my target. And by the time, when you have lost 17 kgs, people can see that, hey, Batu, you have lost a lot of weight, most, you have lost, that type of a thing, right? And there I was, and I was excited. And when you lose weight, guys, this is a part of you that is very, very important. I want you guys to really invest in that, because that is what awakened this person. Previously in my life, I was a very shy person. I couldn't, speak. You will never speak to me. Like right now, but always I had been that person. I love this laugh that I always do. But then I was a very shy person. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know the power that I possess. I didn't know anything about myself until that time. Then it gave me, hey, a boost of confidence. Well, you can even stand in public and talk to people. You can. And then 2015, that's when I started becoming a coach, right? So I want you as well, if you are watching here, do something. Maybe it's not weight loss, but do something, be consistent in it. And we're going to talk about the spiritual part of consistency. And when you achieve something, imagine that you have been standing at the corner trying to sell something to someone and no one buys. And suddenly, after how many years, somebody buys that thing, it gives you that boost of confidence that what I'm doing actually is right. Okay, so this is me way back, and I realized that that thing that I had went through, that transition that I went through, has activated parts of me that now are showing up to the truth of who I am. And I begin now to speak to people. I begin to talk to people and tell people about my life journey. I wrote this book that is actually this is the second edition, but there are people who have the first edition and the cover was white, so I changed the cover. I rectified the mistakes that were here and then I did the second edition. Now people were even asking me, how did you lose weight? Now when I tell them, yeah, I went to gym, started running. Literally, guys, let me tell you something. This 5 a.m. that I'm doing now did not start right now. I saw somebody posting that something that you do easily, it means that you have been doing it in your past lifetimes. So if I have lived before, then it means that I have been exercising all my life. So it's not that it comes easily. There are times when I feel like, oh my gosh, but then I remember my own goal, the reason why I started this journey. So 7 years ago, I did that. And today I even own a fitness club called Fetch Your Body, 250 for a member to be part of that. Fetch Your Body, this is where I help you lose weight. Not only losing weight, one of the people in Fetch Your Body, and I think she's here, she said she has been consistent for the whole month, that she has been showing up to training for the whole month, which was the very first thing that she has done, right? So the confidence thing wraps. Okay, so where on earth do I find this consistency? I mean, before I even get to the spiritual part, I started running 3 kilometers. Then I was introduced to 10 kilometers. Then when I was in 10 kilometers, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is like water under the bridge. Then I was introduced to 21 kilometers. And then 21 kilometers, 42. Then 42, then I went to Comrades. When I was even running Comrades, people didn't believe that I could finish Comrades because I'm not slender, baby girl. I am fully packed, right? So people were looking at my body thinking, oh my gosh, this one, she cannot make it. But I made it. And there are slender people who didn't make it. They finished there at 60, because corporate is not about the body. It's not about that. It's about what you have on the inside of you, which is the 99% of you. The 99% is a spirit, right? I finished comrades and I was looking forward to running comrades last year, but I couldn't. But anyway, why do then we get to start things and then my coaches would be like, Coach Malebu is consistent. When I say I am going live, this is not about even fitness. I have been going live on my group for a whole year, right? Yes, there were times when I changed the times and I said, no, okay, fine. We're not going to go live on Sundays, but I'm going to go live once a week. And that once a week, I showed up every day. Sometimes I would be like, oh my gosh, Kara, what are we talking about today? God will always, because when you are consistent, when you have an intention, then your guides will always help you get the information that you need to speak to other people about, right? So for the whole year, I have been like a pastor who's preaching every Sunday. Being consistent. I show up. Even there are times when I don't feel right. There are times when I feel like sleeping, but I show up for the 5 a.m. Not because I'm better than anyone, not because I pray and I'm praying in tongues, not because I am beautiful or what, but because of this side that I'm going to talk about today. And what is that side? Let me close this, guys. Let me close this. Let's start from knowing who you are. Now, many people don't know who they are. Yeah, you can come to me here and tell me, yeah, I know myself. I'm Coach Malebu. I'm a holistic life coach. I heal. Many people know their titles, but they don't know who they are. Now, I want us to go to the Bible, right? Which is another point of reference to the things that I talk about, right? In the beginning of Matthew, the book of Matthew talks about the ancestors, let's just call it like that, the ancestors of Jesus Christ. The genealogy or whatever, they call it with an English name, right? Matthew 1 verse 1. It talks about, it firstly speak about Abraham, which was the first generation. And then it goes to who Jesus is. Now, when you read about all those people, they all have a history. Now, Abraham is the most, obedient man who was about to kill his own son and all that. You know the Bible more than me, right? He listened to God. When God gives him instruction, he will go and do that, right? We know about John the Baptist, who even said, the one that is coming after me is going to do more miracles and all that, right? Now, the last one was Jesus. Out of that 14th generation was Jesus. Now, Jesus already knew. That is why even when the devil wanted to attack Jesus, Jesus said, well, I know who my father is. I know who I am, and I know who my father is. So the devil couldn't tempt him with that. He knew who he is. Now, many of us, we are not consistent, not because we are bad people, but we don't know who we are. So let me bring it home back to ourselves and talk about you are starting a weight loss journey. And you don't know why you are starting the weight loss journey. You just see a trend of people running and then you are running as well. And then in this weight loss journey, they invite you to a party and suddenly cake, and you know that sugar is not good for you. You gain weight when you have sugar. They give you a glass of wine. You know that when you drink, you gain weight. Because you don't know who you are, you cannot even say N-O, no. Right? You're going to explain that, I'm on a diet and all these things, and then you take those things. Why? Number one, you don't know why you are in a process of losing weight. You have no idea why. And number two, even though you don't know the process of why you are trying to lose weight or gain weight or whatever. The second one is that you don't even know who you are. And if my sister-in-law was here, she would tell you guys that I would go to a party myself. I'll go to a party when they say there's a party. I'll show up. And when I get there, I will drink water. I mean, when I started this weight loss, I started with a diet that they call the 14 days metabolism diet, right? 14 days metabolism diet. That diet, hey, literally you are eating carrots and all. Hey, you go to the toilet and you don't eat nothing, even your body would feel like you don't have anything in, like food, right? But I stayed for 14 days without eating anything. You know why? Because I knew what I was doing. Firstly, I set my intention. My intention is to lose 17 kgs. I didn't know how I was going to lose that, but the intention, which every one of us, when we start something, when you start a TV show, when you start a Facebook group, when you start a page, when you start things, you want to start and ask yourself, what is my intention about this? Because the intention then gives your guides, God, the power to say, let me help him, let me give her this, let me give her Malebo, who's going to help her with this, let me give her this person who Tolu, because Tolu is good in business, let me give. But when you just start, because it's a trend, you don't know who you are, you don't know where you are coming from, you don't know the support that you have, you're just starting because it's a trend. Guess what? You are going to be tempted. So just like Jesus, as I said, Jesus, if he didn't know the generation, they had to mention the generation that came before him. So he knew that Abraham were obedient to God. But all these people, they were doing the things of God. And today, now I am sitting in that power. The power that the people 14 generations before me have done before. They have laid a foundation for me in order for me to be consistent with the work of the Lord, in order for me to come and pursue my purpose. Now, when you don't know who you are always going to be tempted. People are going to give you a cake. People are going to say, hey, Malebo, I think you should start a Duke show because you are putting on a good, you don't know who you are. So you can start anything without the power of intention. So let's go back to knowing who you are. I always say this is the issue of the root, right? The root chakra. So the root is the foundation of who you are. Some of you in here are called to come and heal the inconsistency in your family, but you are becoming that which you must or you should be healing. So some people are born in a family where there has never been a consistency of marriage. There's never been a consistency of business. There's never been, they work or, life you're born like, and you as this generation, because you are even hearing this message, called to fix such things so that the generation that comes after you, they have a laid down foundation that they can start this life and finish it. But guess what? Because you don't know who you are, you don't know anything about you don't know anything about even yourself, you are then becoming that which you need to heal in your family. Now, in order for you to know yourself, you need to ask questions. Now, many of times when we pray, we are just asking questions of, God, can you give me a car and all these things. We don't talk about being consistent. We don't talk about, God, I'm seeing a trend in my family. My family, they don't have good relationships. We don't even know our father. Even in my relationship, I do not know who this person is, or, I don't know who the father of my child is and all. We don't know those things. We are praying. Bazait plus Rona. We are good in tongues. We get there. You don't talk about the things that you are seeing available in your lineage. Now, those are the things. So if you are struggling with consistency, you want to lose weight. This is a struggle for you. Go back to your family. And you can even go back to the 7th generation. I always say 14 generation, and know those people's history. The history that is in the Bible is recorded. Just you can also go and look at the history of your family. What is it in my family? In my family, I know for sure, right? I know for sure that we have been consistent. So this thing, It's not coming from me like you are saying me. Maybe I am using it in the fitness industry, but in my family, my father has been consistent. He has been working for 30 consecutive years, going to work in and out. My father has never spent a day without working or without having a job. Right? I spoke on the group that I never in my life even have attracted a man who does not work. It has never been in my energy, because in my family, men in my family, they know that now we are supposed to provide, whether or not you believe it or not. Men in my family, they believe that, and that then became part of the things that I emit, the energy that I emit, that I will never in my life, unless something happens, but I will never really, I mean, even now, I am working, I have everything, but my husband is, the person who is holding this foundation in the family. Now, some of you are coming from a family that is consistent. You need to take the strength of consistency and heal some of the weaknesses in your family. Some of you know already about the weaknesses in your family, addictions in your family and all that. That you need to be, let's say from my side, right? I know that my father has been consistently working. I know that we even have a business. The business that we have at home has been there for as long as I lived, right? And my brother is taking care of it. The business is doing well. It's just getting upgraded, just like that. But the business has been consistent. There was never a time when we closed that shop. It has been consistent all our lives, right? There's so many things that I can say. From my grandmother, from my father's side, there was what do you call it, livestock, and they have been like having it for many years. So those things in my life, they are there. I can tick it right. But then there are things within my family that requires me to be consistent. I am giving the strength of consistency so that I can heal part of my family things that needs me to pray consistently, to meditate consistently, to speak life consistently. I am giving this as a strength. Now with you, some people will go back to their family and find out that actually in my family, there has never been consistency. Yeah, there has never been consistency. When I check the marriage, it's a problem. When I check this, it's a problem. When I check that, it's a problem, right? Now you are called, but you are given other strength. So you focus on your strength and then you heal this part of you. How do you heal it? How do you heal this part of you? By asking. I am asking to be consistent. Some people think that prayer is just like, you can pray about things like, the devil is attacking me. You pray about everything. And like I said, you start with a power of intention. God, I am starting this company with an intention to help people. Please guide me if this company is not going to do that. Please give me signs. Angels, they speak with signs. Some people will see numbers 22. Some people will see 111 in your dreams. I mean, there was a time when I prayed and I said I am asking for a sign. And as I was drifting to sleep, I saw a certain number, right? And then that certain number, when I went to Google and I checked the angel number, I found my answer. So to sometimes it doesn't have to be numbers, but you are asking the power the intention that I am putting in this fitness life, in this coaching business, in this book, is for me to reach a million people. And I want to be consistent every day by selling my book consistently on Facebook and every other social media platform. So God, give me a sign that I am on the right path. And if I'm not on the right path, also provide me with support to show me the right direction. Now, people don't pray about that. You don't pray about that because you have never run comrades. I know when you are running comrades, you will pray that God, please take me here and let me finish, right? So it's not only prayer is not only in this thing of it's godly, the devil is attacking on all that. Prayer is about the things that you are struggling with. Show me. If you don't remember, or maybe your family is distorted, you don't know your father's father and all these things, ask. I always say ask. Even on the journal, you write down and ask, where is this inconsistency coming from? Why am I not consistent? To some people, they may have that in their family, but themselves, they are not consistent because of what? Because of a wounded inner child. So your wounded inner child does not feel worthy. There are people who can lose weight, and I mean, when I started, guys, I can even point people who said, no, you are, you are inspiring me. I'm going to start this thing. They lost weight. If I can show you those people now, they have gained 2 times that weight. Not because they are bad people. We don't look at behavior. There might be some other issues of wounded inner child that makes you feel not worthy of being successful. Happy losing weight is a success, guys. There's no one who wakes up even drinking Herbalife and tea or whatever. Hey, guys, it's not nice when people are eating cake and then when you are drinking a Herbalife shake. It's not nice. When people are having the meat and all these things, and then when you are saying, I'm on a metabolism diet, it's not nice, right? So this issue comes from, it may come from your family, right? Which is the imbalance of a root chakra. Or it may come also from your childhood, your traumas. And I always talk about traumas. Like today, I'm not talking about trauma. Right? It may come from your wounded inner child who does not feel worthy of, like, when you lose weight, guys, people are coming to you and they're like, your body is very nice, right? That, the wounded inner child feels unworthy of being praised, right? Because of the things that might happen to you. So go and check your family. Go and check your family line. And then, last time we were doing a session on Sunday with Pussy, and then when we were doing that session, I remember we were on a meditation, and then, what are the things that I needed to heal in my family? I got the things that I needed to heal in my family. You will be answered. The answers, they are not there in heaven or what. You can ask. If you don't know, write in your journal, why am I not consistent? I want to lose weight. My intention is to be 65 kgs. Why am I struggling with this? You will be answered. Now, the second one is the issue of discipline. Now, many marriages have ended because of people not being disciplined. Many churches are closing down because people within the church have not been disciplined. The pastor sleeping with the congregation. The pastor sleeping with the congregation. I'm reading this side and I'm talking again. The pastors not sleeping with the congregation, pastors chowing the money of the church and all that because of lack of discipline, right? So let me tell you, discipline comes from your third chakra, which is the solar plexus. That is where your willpower is. So many people come to me in a healing session, or even actually not a healing session. People come to me and inbox me because my number is there, and they're like, oh, coach, I don't know my life, my husband or my boyfriend or my girlfriend is doing what must I do? And I will literally tell them, I don't know what you should do. You know what you should do. Many people, right? Many people think that the power is on another person and it's not on them. So when you don't have your willpower, even your healing, you won't get healing. When you are not present, when your willpower is not present, then you will never get the healing that you want. Now, when you come to me and say my boyfriend is cheating on me, what must I do? You want me to say leave your girlfriend, your boyfriend, so that you go and say, Coach Malib. Now that guy goes on my Facebook, hey, when now you said my girlfriend must leave me and all that. No, you know what you need to do. Step into your power. How do you do that? Now, many people don't have that I can spirit in them. Again, wounds, what you have been told as a child. There are a whole lot of things that had happened to you as a child. But most importantly, what affects our chakras, our energy system, right? It's the things, like the first chakra, which is the root, is actually affected by the chakra that comes before it, which is called an earth star chakra. Few inches down on earth, which is the chakra that is, when I do, many people who have had my guided meditations, I will guide them to have that energy of Mother Earth, which you call the Gaia energy, right? The feminine energy, right? So how do you then balance that chakra? You go to hiking, you go on nature, you start loving nature. There are people who connect more with dogs and animals, and you start connecting with other with us. We are also nature again. Even animals are also nature. There are other people who like cats and all these things, and that is how you even activate. But even more importantly, going out to hug trees and all these things. I have a team where we are doing the hiking, but the hiking will start it in September. So when you are doing this, you are activating your earth star, which ultimately will activate your root. So your root is where your family line. This is where you need to know yourself. And this is not an issue of people saying you are going to worship somebody. No. You know who you are. I mean, I have a friend who in her family line, they are singers, like all of them. They are musicians. Actually, they sing. Some of them, they play piano and all that. Where does that come from? You would find out that in the generation before them, people were like them, right? So those are the strength that you take when you are healing your root chakra. Now the solar plexus, it's affected by the sacral chakra, right? The sacral is where creativeness. This is where pleasure is. Yes, I wanted to say pleasure. Now, I want you to think about a time when you were given a slice of cake. For people here who love sugar, what were you doing? You were just experiencing 5 minutes of pleasure, right? And to people here who know about it, it's not us. Let us not. This one is not an example of us. People who have heard of people who slept with another person and they were married to another person. That was how many minutes? 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes of pleasure. Because what? That energy center is imbalanced. So because it's responsible for pleasure, when it's imbalanced, what you're going to do, you are going to have an obsession over something. Obsession over sugar, obsession over sex, obsession over love, obsession over things. And now when that is imbalanced, or actually overactive, it affects the next energy center, which is the solar plexus. Now the solar plexus, it will diminish the power that is in you, where you can say no to cake, where you can say no to a woman undressing before you, that I have a girlfriend, I have a wife, right? That you will say no to men who are texting you and saying, I have more money than your husband, or you can say no to that. But then if the solar plexus is diminished by that power, by that obsession coming from the solar plexus, you are just going to say yes to everything. Or even that is where addictions are from, right? So you are experiencing pleasure. I mean, even me, when I was smoking, I was experiencing like 5 minutes of pleasure coming from where? From the imbalance of a sacral chakra. So many people have either been sexually abused, right? Or they have slept with people who did not possess a good spirit, right? And then that is sitting right there on your sacral, because that is where all of these good things happens. This is where babies are created from there, right? This is where you also experience pleasure. Like I always say, that many women would say that they don't orgasm because that thing is not, you are blocked in that. But then when it's overactive, you will have obsession over things. You will have obsession. There are other people who are thinking that they are in love, but they are in actually an obsession type of love, because the love that really that we need comes from the heart, which is unconditional love. But the obsession love comes from the sacral, right? So when the sacral is in balance, it will take away that willpower from your solar plexus, and then now you say yes to anything. You don't know who you are, you just saying yes to the cake. Yeah, I will work it out, and you are working backwards. You are busy working backwards. You are eating everything, you are coming, you are exercising. There are other people who say, I've been exercising for years and I don't lose weight. Now, discipline. which is your willpower, right? It's more masculine, right? It's you, the power of you saying no. Discipline, you don't, you cannot show us that now I'm disciplined. You can't say, now I'm disciplined. I can say that, Kanti, I'm not disciplined. It is something that shows up in your life. So the pastors that are sleeping with the congregation, for sure they have been preaching that when they are good, they're men of God. Now, discipline, I like it because you do it under closed doors and then it shows up in your life. So if you are not disciplined, the things that happen to you will be the confirmation of whether you are or not. So if you are saying, nah, I'm not losing weight, I have been exercising for 6 months and I'm not losing weight and I'm eating healthy, there's no way. Unamanga. You are lying, because there are some people who won't lose weight as much as maybe I do, but they will lose a certain amount of weight because they are eating right. Maybe their body is just slow. Maybe their body is slow to react to certain nutrition and all that. But if you are not disciplined, if you are just eating anything that is there and you just let life happen to you, it will show up. Like I say, these pastors are doing things, that one that was calling another person, right? That in all of us, we didn't know about that. But then if you are not disciplined, it will come out. It will show up in your life. Then it showed up on how this man of God, he was doing this because whatever that you do under, it will show up in your life. But that comes from you having the willpower to say no to the things that you know are not part of your intention. I got married because I value marriage. I love monogamy. I am not about to marry 17 people. When I started talking about polygamy, people were thinking that I'm embracing it and I want monogamy. And I came in this with an intention that I want to marry one man and do this life with, and we grow together, right? That is the power of intention. When you get married, you don't have an intention. You just get married because that is how life is supposed to be. Guess what is going to happen to you? Some people are going to lure you. I mean, they would say, your husband is a DJ. It means that he doesn't have money. I can buy you a certain car. I mean, my ex wanted to buy me a car when I didn't have a car. And I said, no, baby. Right? And then later on, my husband could get money and then he bought me a car. If I was not disciplined, what was I going to do? I was going to get that car. And if there is a car, if they lure you with a car, they show you a car, then there's something more that they can do. So it's more like fitness, right? You want to lose weight, and then you know that you are not supposed to be eating sugary and all these things, right? You are doing them and you are eating, and then you're coming out and say, the program for Coach Malibu doesn't work. Why does it work for me? Why is it not working for you? It's been 7 years since I've been on the same weight, right? I know there are times when I would gain like 77, like now I'm on 76. I checked this morning really to verify 76, but I have been 75 since 2014, or even under 75 for 7 whole years. Not because I pray a lot or I fast or I do anything, but because I activate this part of me that says I can, right? So I used to teach people that I believe in myself. Some of you know that I believe in myself, and that is actually activating the willpower that, yes, even though I believe in Christ who strengthens me, that guy, who's that guy? Paul said, he didn't say, the power of Jesus. He said he mentioned himself first, that he believes that he can finish everything. He's got strength to finish everything with the power or the support that is already available for him. Now, you want to start something, you want to have the power of intention. You also want to activate that power of intention from your will, right? From the power of your will, because God has given us, all of us, the will. The Bible said, I have given you power to choose life or death, but I'm giving you power. I'm giving you a suggestion. You can choose life, right? So from today, we are choosing life. How are we choosing life? We are healing the things that are within us that are not working for our good. There is no one. Malebu is not the most perfect person who can do this. No. You yourself, you have been given the same power that Malebu has. The Bible even says it, that the power that rose Jesus. I mean, that guy, when they talk about Jesus, guys, they talk about a miraculous person who healed the sick, who took 5 loaves and shared it with how many other people. That person, that very, very same guy, the Bible said that spirit that rose him from the dead, right? Because as Christians, we believe that he's not an ancestor. He is awake, right? That power lives inside of me and you. Now, some people, that power laying dormant in their lives, and they're like, yeah, but Coach Malebu, those are the ones who can do that. Me and alcohol. Guys, we have learned alcohol here. We have all learned cake here. We have all learned unfaithfulness. We have all learned all these things here. And in as much as we have learned them, we can still unlearn them and learn the things that we are supposed to do. So if you are going to be in the vibration of give a Coach Malebu, give a coach, give Coach Tandega, give a real talk, give a Josie Mommy Hood, those are the people who can do me. You are diminishing your own power. God said, choose life or death. But I'm giving you that suggestion. Choose life. And even me today, I'm saying, choose life. Choose life. Life is about consistency. Life is about discipline. You know that you are not supposed to go to certain places. I mean, myself, when people, while I was having a page, I had a page called Eat Clean with Malebu. I just put it down for a moment while I focus on this inner child, because the inner child healing people, many people need me to be present when I am helping them, right? So when I said it has been a year without me eating or drinking anything dairy, people are like, how do you do that? You're going to be sick. And actually, dairy makes me sick. So I decided, okay, fine, I'm going to stay without eating dairy. Not because maybe it's because I don't like it that much, but I don't like it because also it doesn't like me. And I sit and I don't eat chocolate. I don't eat anything. When I get to the restaurant, if I'm out in a restaurant, I ask them first, do you have plant-based milk? My husband always say, hey, man, but I don't want to drink coffee or hot chocolate or anything that has got milk or from animals, because I know what is going to happen to me. So you have the power is inside of you. That power of Jesus Christ is inside each and every one of us, whether we believe it or not. And we can speak life. Today, as we are changing the narrative of me not losing weight, of you paying for gyms and you don't go, of you switching off the alarm thinking that, oh my God, it's cold. But then you see other people after that, they are posting on social media that they went to run. This is the time that you speak to yourself. Malebu, Jeanette, Zelda, Tandega, Ntabi, I can. This is the time when you say, it is possible for me. I can. Yes, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens. But the first person who has to admit to doing the things, it's me. Christ cannot move until I move. God cannot do anything until you give him the opportunity to do that. So I believe that I can. I believe that it is possible for me. I believe that I can lose weight. I believe that it's possible for me. Start this month, especially now, because Kitty 7, Kitty 6. Why am I saying Kitty 7? Kitty 6. Start with an intention. What are you going to do, Josie Mommyhood, with your YouTube channel this month? Start with an intention. Be consistent. Believe that it is possible for you to come here live. Sometimes you don't even know what you're going to talk about, but you're going to show up, because that was the power of your intention. That my intention is to show people that you can show up, whether you are sad, whether you don't have money, whether the husband is doing what. I am going to show up. I am going to lose weight, Cyril. So not because I am doing it with Coach Malebu, but because I know that I have power in me that can actually execute that thing in me. I can. It is possible for me, right? Now, when you activate that power, you will be more interested in knowing what are the factors that are working against me, which is now going back to your family, and learning the things that are in your family that you need to heal. You are called, every one of us. I always hear people saying, yeah, when you have a traditional calling, what? Yeah, all of us, we are called. We are just called into different ministries. All of us, we have a calling, and the calling is of a different minister. Maybe yours is to be a traditional healer, but it doesn't mean that Ntabi does not have a calling. It doesn't mean that Tandeka does not have a calling. All of us, we have a calling. And today, when we show up and show people, like I said in the beginning, when I started losing weight, it gave me a confidence boost. And suddenly, I am this person, and I am showing up to people. I am healing people on a day-to-day basis. But it had to start with me first, understanding that I can. And I went to the gym. I was running. It was difficult. I was smoking by the time. My lungs were, but I can. So if we can start, look at yourself in the mirror and start saying, I can. You are activating that solar plexus in you, and heal those obsessions where in your life, why is it that you have things or feelings of being obsessed about phones, about anything, because it doesn't start with a cake. There are so many things there are many people who are obsessed about cars. They are obsessed about phones. They are obsessed about loving women who are this and this. Where is that obsession coming from? Start healing that part of you. As you are peeling layers and layers, you are able to show up, because there are people waiting for each and every one of us in this meeting today. There are people who are waiting for you to. There are people who are waiting for you to show up. But then you are sitting there thinking, nobody live video, I can't do that. But there are people who were meant for you. And as long as you do not have the I can in you, that I can lose weight, I can start and finish things, I can heal people, I can do this, I can write and finish a book, I can write and finish and publish a book, I can do this, then there's nothing in your life that is going to happen. You will see it in areas maybe of fitness, but that is actually just a tip of the things in your life that you are not showing up for. So that number one, I can, right? I can. Paul said, he said it, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So start believing that you can heal. Start believing that you can lose weight. I can. Repeat it all, you know what, Bona. If you have to look at yourself in the mirror, do that. Repeat it over and over again and say, I can. And go and visit your family. Look at the things in your family. Ask people around you. Ask questions to God and your higher self. And why is it that I am so obsessed about sugar? Why? I don't like sugar, guys. Like, there's nothing that, and it has nothing to do with being perfect. I don't like sugar. Why is it that I am obsessed with sugar, and sugar does not treat me right, but there are other people who are not obsessed with that? Why? Right? Then when you start learning your why, right, you will know what to heal in your life. You will know what to heal in your solar plexus, in your sacral. Now you start visiting your family. You start visiting the very immediate people that you can visit is the people that you were born from, your mother and your father. It doesn't matter if you know your father or not. You learn from them. What were these people doing that were indicating that they had their power? They were standing on their power, right? You start taking their strength. You duplicate them in your life another way, right? And then the things that they were not doing right, you then heal them by saying, I am called to heal the things in my family. Jesus Christ did that, They did. Hey, in the First Testament, people were slaughtering animals and doing all these things, right? Jesus Christ said, I came with another version. All you need to do is just to believe. That's all. All you need to believe in me, that I'm the truth, the way, and the life. That's it. I don't want you to slaughter anything. Now, people are struggling with belief. And most importantly, a belief on self, because that is the most, you can believe in God, and the belief in God is actually a mirror of what is it that are you really believing in yourself, right? So when you start then believing in yourself, You would be able to believe in the light that you are, in the light of God that is presently in your life. Hey, I've been preaching right now. So, wrapping it up, coming down. Coming down. Because sometimes I watch my videos and I'm like, oh, girl. Coming down back home to ourselves, right? Go back home and say, I can wake up at 5. You want to lose weight? You can. You can wake up at 5. There are times when I wake up at 5, at 6, I start another program of running or maybe skipping. It's possible. Right now, I'm on a fast. I'm not fasting because I want God to move or anything. I'm just fasting because I want to strengthen that discipline. There's food in the house. I've got money. The mall is not far from where I'm staying. But I say, okay, fine, I'm going to stay there and I'm going to do the right thing. Because I've been seeing a pattern where I was just eating anything that I wanted. And I was like, where is this pattern coming from? Am I losing my discipline? Okay, let me show you, God. We are going on a fast. This is my 2nd week on a fast. And I'm not fasting because it's a spiritual thing. I'm just fasting because I can. So I can, remember, in the morning, wake up and say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens. You already have support. Christ is already your support system. There are angels already who are there to be. They are spirit guys. There's a whole lot of people who are just waiting for you to say, hey, I can. So keep on saying, I can. You wake up in the morning and say, I can, and ask questions. Why am I showing up like this? Why am I not consistent? Why can't I commit to myself? You'll find out it's in your family, like I said, or it's your wounded inner child. Wounded inner child, you have your girl here. I can help you with that. We can cleanse that energy, and then bring the self that is worthy of having the things that they want. I'm done. I am done. Let me see the comments out there. Okay, hello Jeanette, Cyril Zonontlandla. Yes, Miguel. Real Talk with Ntabi Kindeilwe. Hi. And Cyril, so yes, Zelda. Tandeka, hello. Yes. So true. I learned to pray without limitation. I was struggling with patience. I asked and it was given. Can you believe? Just like that. Honestly, I feel like you went live for me, girl. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much. May you have a beautiful night. Tomorrow we are starting. For those who want to lose weight, set up your alarms. Let's go and run tomorrow. At 6:30, it's lighter outside, so you can run that time, right? Let us do it at least, or you do a skipping rope. Yeah, 500, at least 500,000. I'm challenging myself to do 5,000 skips, and I have been on 2,000, but I know I can, right? I know I can. Thank you so much. Have a lovely night.